Hello and welcome to another edition of So Your Wife Wants You To. On this edition, actually, something a little different today. It's not really my wife that wants me to do this, but my little boy. And actually, my wife probably does not want me to do this because it involves doing things that I want to do instead of things that she wants me to do, which is get the pool out for the kids. So, instead, we're gonna undo this thing here. So this is a unworking, not working type of a, fan type of thing, type of toy. Put the batteries in, nothing happens. So we're gonna unscrew these screws and then we'll see what's inside. Alright, I got these screws out here. Now let's open it up and see what's going on. Up, two more screws. Okay, got this thing open. So right away, I see a battery pack, which I know that there were batteries in there that were good. And those two connections are fine. And they go over here. This is the on-off switch. So I'm hoping that the on-off switch is fine. It's connected up just fine. So the only other thing is if something's messed up inside, but I don't know about that. But it looks just fine. This is the little motor that turns the wheel, the pinwheel thing. Little resistors are right there. Red is power, black is ground. Got that going over there, and the next going to, what would that be? Like a grounding post, maybe? Maybe something for the lights. Anyway, we're really just looking to see if it's connected correctly. Looks like all those connections are fine. So the next step is to, let's see, it's going to be a 1.5 volt times 3, so 4.5 volts DC. So I got a little transformer over here. See how it says DC? Got those hooked up to the alligator clips. We're going to clip those onto the posts of this motor thing here. Where is it? And give it a little juice and see what we can do. So this one goes here, I think. Oh, came off. Alright, I tried something a little bit easier. So I got those positive and negative going through the actual battery pack. So now we can tell what's going on there. So we're hoping that as we turn this thing on, that the fan will start to move. I'll be investing in a tripod one of these days, because this is tough to do. Alright, so I'm cranking up some power, turning this little thing. We're hoping that this thing's going to start turning. And it's at full power and I got nothing. Let's turn the on-off switch on. Full power, nothing. So something's going on after the battery pack. So I really do want to go put it back on the motor and see if the motor's any good. I said it before, there's no rehearsal to these shows that I do. This is strictly just me fooling around, and I'll always give you the honest truth. What happened was that daggum dog that I got made that extension cord unplugged. So I went back and plugged it in and hooked it back up to where we had it originally, to the battery terminals, and take a look. It's moving like a glove, which means I might have just had some bad batteries 3 times in a row out of the pack. And they were Duracell, so it's not like they were some off-brand. Well, you know what though? It's actually the on-off switch. Take a look. I was holding the on-off switch this whole time, but on, off, on, off. But when I actually hold it in, it makes electricity. So now we know we have a bad switch because the motor's good, The power is good. This thing doesn't work unless I just hold it in. Just like that. So that's what's going on. So now I can probably just go ahead and jerry-rig some other kind of power switch to it. Let's go see if we have one downstairs. Alright, a little bit of an update here. So I actually have a new switch. So that's the new switch right there. Over here is the old switch. They are almost exactly alike. But the only problem is I don't have any soldering iron or solder. So what we're going to do is jerry-rig this thing to where the two red wires are sticking out. So anytime the boy wants to start this up, he just touches the two red wires together. And that's the best I can do for right now, because I'm on borrowed time and I got to get this thing put together. So that's what's going on. I'll show you the final result here in just a minute. Alright, you see it's going just fine. All I'm doing is holding these two wires together. I'm going to take them apart. Goes back apart there. So the little guy, that's what he's going to have to do until I can sit down with a soldering iron, which I have to go get at the store, and solder in a switch. So, but that's how you would fix it. You just check each part individually, you know, check, make sure it's getting power, check to make sure the batteries are good. Then you take a look at the switch, make sure the switch is working. And if you know the switch is working okay, then you go up to the motor and see if the motor's turning. That's about it. That's all there is. See you next time.